So I just heard about this really cool app from a friend called iSee, and using my Android phone, I went to the market and downloaded iSee, the app. So here it is. Here's our icon. Clicked on it for the very first time. It's going to ask me to accept the terms of service like any other app. And now it's logging me into their timeline. Timeline is a chronological listing of activity that's going on in iSee, and it's also telling me to play a tag list. So tap Great Ads above and press play to go. So here's Great Ads. I'm going to do what it tells me to do. Now all of a sudden I see a list of different media types as a list from different sources, and it's also reminding me that I can play a list in one shot. So tap the play button at the bottom. I hit play, and now I'm consuming the entire list that we just saw. It also reminds me that I can play on other screens and gives me an opportunity to learn how. I'm going to exit out of that for now because I'm interested in watching the content. Sounds cool. I tap on it to bring the controls over it. Click on more and I can see the list of items that are coming up. So right now it's playing the best advertisement. It's giving me a list of all the things that are in queue for this tag list. So I can skip over and start playing something else. It sounds a little low, so I'm going to increase the volume there. You can control, it can tell me also just go to the next item by clicking on the forward from here. Show me the next item. So now I'm thinking, that sounds interesting. Let me see what else. There's a tag button up at the top. Now it's telling me to log in with Facebook to continue. And to create it or add anything, I have to log in. So now I'm going to click on login. It's asking me for my Facebook credentials. Go ahead and put that in really quick. So now I'm logging in with Facebook. And now I see my Facebook content on my timeline. It shows me media items, photos, videos, and audio specifically from Facebook. Now I can go into Facebook and see status updates and game updates, but this is purely looking at all the media. So now all of a sudden I can start looking at a picture that a friend has posted, and I'm able to see this within Facebook. It reminds me again that I can play this on another screen, which I'll go over in just a second. But now I want to tag this because it's a good friend, so I'm going to click on tag. It's telling me I can start typing in a tag name, and it'll automatically give me options of tags lists that already exist. So I'm going to call this friend. It also tells me that I'm sharing to 2 sources, and I can change that. I'm going to leave that. Sharing to sources effectively is syndicating out, so it's posting to Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to click OK here. And it reminds me that in the case where the media on Facebook is not public, my friend has only allowed their friends to see it, it won't actually post to Facebook. So we maintain the media privacies associated with the media from Facebook, and we acknowledge and respect the privacy settings that are already in place. So it did tag it, so now if I go and do a search, I want to search for my tag list that I just added to. I click on friend. It's going to give me responses for everything because I didn't actually filter anything out, so it's giving me responses associated to friend and all the different categories. Here's my tag list. So I click on tag list, and now there's 2 items that I've tagged. Again, I can play in one shot just by hitting play button here. I can also change my filters. Right now it's showing me items just from me, my friends, and people I'm following. I can change that to everyone to see if other people in iSee have also tagged items with friend, and now I've got a new item here somebody else has tagged unsigned. So I can see the impact of creating social lists by people that I care about by just going in and changing my filters, or leaving it to everyone if I want to see what the entire universe of iSee users have added to this tag list. So let's go back to timeline for a second here. And again, it's showing me now the items that I've actually tagged. Here, there's somebody else who's now tagged. This is another user of iSee, and I'm interested in seeing this tag list. So again, I simply click on it. I can start playing it. So here's a tag list called Funny of different people adding items to it. I'm going to play it. So I'm back on my timeline, and I'm looking to see what others have done. See if I can find somebody interesting or interesting content. Going through, where did it go? Fortunately, okay, so let's say I found this person interesting and I'm going to click on it to see what else they've done. And I want to start following them because I want to get their updates pushed to me and my timeline. So I click on follow. And now I'm following somebody, and I can do that by going into following and seeing that this person has been added to my list of the people I'm following. I also want to explore what else I can do in here. So I click on browse. And I see that there's some featured videos that we're promoting. There's also online sources between Facebook, YouTube, Picasa, and SoundCloud, and then there's local sources, so I can look at my local library on my phone. But let's say I wanted to find something interesting on YouTube. To look at a trailer of a recent movie coming up. And Batman. I like Batman, so I'm going to click on that. I want to play the trailer. And then I want to remember it for later. So I want to tag it. And it remembers the last tag I had in case I want to re-tag it to the same tag list. It also tells me a recent tag list I've actually visited. But in this case, I want to tag it as Batman. Looks like somebody's already created Batman, so I just simply click on that. And I'm, again, syndicating to 2 different sources. Click on OK. And it's telling me that it's been tagged with an IC and that it'll also be made public for sharing to Twitter and Facebook. I click on share. And now I can confirm that it showed up in my timeline. It'll say in IC that I've tagged something, so I've tagged Batman. Now let's go and look at Facebook and Twitter. So I'm going to put my phone down. I'm going to bring up an iPhone here. And I've got my Twitter app open. This is not our app, this is the Twitter app. And I just refreshed it, and there it is. It says, added I Have Powerful Friends Batman to the tag list Batman. I can click on it. So now this is what's going to appear on my friends who are following me on Twitter on their timelines. You click on it, and you'll see that we actually have a link to IC in there. I click on IC, and one of 2 things are going to happen. If I have the app, it'll take me to open the app. If I don't have it, it's going to ask me to go get the app. And it's going to remind me that I want to come back and play from here. So it's going to take me down to the application to download IC tag list. Okay. Simultaneously, if I look on my phone in Android, if I go to my Facebook app, I already have the app on this phone. And this is my wall. There it is. I just now, as you'll see listed over here, I've added this to tag list, and I can click on this. And since I have the app, it's automatically going to redirect me, open IC, and take me to that tag list. And now I see the item and I can start playing it. Okay. So now let's say I wanted to play this on another device. I'm going to see that all the different devices that are currently available to me on this network. So there is a WD TV and Apple TV. The Apple TV is there with the screensaver of pictures, and right next door is the WD. I'm going to play this. Right now it's playing on my phone. I want to play this from my Android to my Apple TV. So we're crossing standards here and going between different devices and different standards. And I hit play here. And now it's playing, and my phone is telling me that it's playing on Apple TV. Now I want to play the same item on my WD, so I'm clicking on play on again, and now I want to switch from Apple TV to WD. You'll see that it's taken it off the Apple TV and is now playing on the WD right next to it. And I can control my WD and Apple TV from my phone, so I want to increase the volume. I'm having a hard time hearing it, so I just increased the volume.
To stand on the very stones that ran with your parents' blood.
And I'm going to pause it, and I can bring it back to my phone now. So again, by the simple click, I can move it from different devices. From my phone to my Apple TV, from my Android to my Apple TV, from my Android to a DLNA device on WD, and we can do similarly things for the iPhone as well. So I'm going to stop the phone demo for a second and show you how the same syndication that we saw on Twitter and Facebook is available on the web. Here is my Facebook profile, my wall on Facebook. And here's the item I just did 4 minutes ago via IC. I've added Batman. And now if somebody's watching this or consuming this from their Facebook using their computer, there's a link. Here's a web page that shows the item I just tagged. I'm starting to play it. It's showing me the item I tagged, and if there were other people who've tagged the item publicly, they can also tag it just to share with their friends. It would show up here. Right now, there are no other public items that I can see. And now I'm consuming the IC experience on my computer with a promotion to get our mobile app. So this is how another way we bring in users and virality. We also have an iPad app, which effectively brings the experience to a tablet, including the navigation, the middle area is the content area, and the right is the player. And that we want to focus more on playing with a larger screen. So immediately we allow the user to play the timeline. That's a combination of content from Facebook and IC. Or we have the featured area and we can start playing the list directly from the items that we're featuring. And I can control volume and the hardware volume. I can go full screen. Go to the next item. Now I'm consuming on a much bigger screen.
Charlie bit me.
If I go back, I can stop it or I can continue to watch while I look at maybe what I want to browse. Tag list that I've already created. This is a list of tag lists that I've added to. So I can go and click on items that I've... Here's a Christmas one. And I can start playing my list simply by clicking on playlist. And it starts to play the item that's on the list over here. Okay. I can see what's coming up, again, by simply clicking on the button down here. I also have the same functionality of being able to play on other devices. So I can click on AirPlay, and I'll have the option between my iPad and Apple TV. Again, moving it from iPad to Apple TV. Or going again cross standards between Apple and DLNA, moving it to my WD. So this is how we go across different standards. On iOS we have iPhone and iPad. On Android we saw the Android phone. And we allow users to really create a social list, as we see from the timeline, of different sources, things coming in from Facebook, from YouTube, and people are able to create tag lists through multi-sources and from multi-people, adding to the same tag list. And that's how we are a great media social platform.